Welcome to Anterra, session number 5. We're the Runtime Initiative. Sometimes we're just a bunch of shitheads.
What do you mean
Sometimes both.
Why not? Why are these mutually exclusive?
I'm pretty sure they're not.
Most does. Yeah. So the last time we played, our group of travelers went to investigate, or finished their investigation of the Bugbear Hideout, finding one more denizen there, which turned out to be a bar guest, and you, with a little bit of trouble on this one, managed to slay it, nearly losing Ralos in the process. But fortunately, a well-timed medicine check from Fabian proved to be enough to keep him alive. And actually, that is why you get tonight's DM inspiration.
Let's go.
The zero hesitation cash-in of the inspiration that you had at the time to make sure that medicine check worked.
That's the play. Has to be.
Definitely didn't want me rolling that.
Medicine check, natural 1. You accidentally stab him one more time when he dies.
He is dead.
What are you doing? I'm trying to clear his airway with the scalpel. I've seen books about it. He's not having trouble breathing.
He is now.
Okay.
Why are you stabbing him?
So, after slaying the Barghest and getting Ralos back into reasonable shape, the remainder of your journey passed fairly uneventfully. The weather started to change. You saw a few massive rocks pass overhead to the north. Eventually, you emerged from the Green Gate Forest that you had been traveling through, only to see storm clouds rolling in from the west. On the 10th and final day of your travels, the city of Iridor came into view on the horizon as the sky opened up. You traveled the next few hours. To make it to an inn on the outskirts of the eastern outer city called the Traveler's Respite, run by a half-orc named Riza. And that is where you took your rest for the night. So we can... Oh, and you also leveled up, so you're level 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
So we are picking up that morning, whenever a lot of you would like to go downstairs and grab some breakfast. And we'll pick it up there.
What was the name of the forest?
Green Gate 12.
The Green Gate Forest.
Yeah, that's not right.
Green Gate Forest.
Yeah, I keep working on the map and stuff, like the calendar and stuff, and every time I get like closer to being done, I figure out something else that I need to change or add to it. So that's why you still don't have it yet. But
the map will be done. So every time you progress into the map, there's always something adjacent to the map that comes next. And you just keep going until you wrap all the way around. Except this is a flat world, so...
That was my favorite stupid joke from Campaign 3 Critical Role is the fact that he decided to make Fresh Cut Grass a flat earther and a conspiracy theorist. Just like this robot that's very into like helping people, and you know, he's like, oh yeah, all of you have souls. I'm going to be this like therapist type character for you. But then also it's just a conspiracy nut flat earther. It's
and you
fucking
I have to
hysterical.
assume that was a impromptu decision at the time.
Oh, I think it was absolutely just spur of the moment, but it still is great. The stream keeps doing the freezy thing.
On the cameras? On all the cameras?
On the stream. I haven't seen it over here, but I have it on this monitor, and I'm catching it occasionally. Just to...
Yeah, we are.
We're not dropping. It doesn't look like we're dropping frames.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like the internet with the incoming stream or what, but oh well. We'll find out. So, it's morning. You are warm and in an inn.
And dry.
And dry, yes. You spent a few hours by the hearth yesterday evening drying all of your gear and wares and pelts and fur. So, it is morning. What's the plan?
Breakfast. What do we really eat breakfast?
You were brought out sort of the house breakfast, which is a like oatmeal porridge sort of thing with a small bit of meat and some eggs if you want them.
Yep. The Cadbury?
Nope.
Okay. What bad
Chicken style.
Okay.
I would just do the porridge.
Fair.
What she's having.
I'll have eggs because, yeah.
I'll have everything because we paid for everything.
And porridge. And the third thing that I remember having.
Piece of meat.
Yes, that
Let's not be wasteful. You might as well eat it if you paid for it.
Yeah, it's brought up to your table.
I would have some tea also. If they had it.
Absolutely. There's a kettle that's sort of perpetually on the fire, or sort of constantly cycled between on and off.
Sure, thank you.
And Reza brings you some tea.
What's everyone's plan once we get to town?
Well, we have to do something with this writ, don't we?
Definitely. That makes sense to be our first order of business, I would presume, since time would be of the essence.
It also had something to do with each of us being rewarded, didn't it?
Yes, it seems to me that if there are less people turning in the writ, there's a big reward for the rest of us. Okay, of course. I put the butter knife in my hand.
the porridge spoon.
Yeah. Disarm.
Which one?
I was thinking
That one.
Yeah.
I gotta jump on the occasional one when I can.
Listen, I left it open. I left the door open for somebody.
I need to sell these pelts too. Don't much need to carry them around.
Seems heavy. Definitely take care of that. Do we know of a place in town where we'd like to stay? I'm sort of asking the table as I'm also acting the DM for my own sake.
It's my first time in the city.
Correct. There is a the place that Corinne most frequently stayed on her visits here was called the Trader's Sanctuary, which is a not a tavern, but strictly an inn in the merchant district area that pretty much caters specifically to merchants and traders and folks from out of town.
We could stay there. We could stay here.
Isn't this how far out of town are we?
Still, like a bit of a walk. Like
Oh, we're not in town.
not like in
We're inside of it, but we're not.
We're in.
you're
but
outside
not
of like the city
proper.
proper's walls currently.
Yeah.
You could stay here. It'd be like
It'd be weird if we wanted
right. It'd
to-
be like an hour and a half walk probably. Like so, it's still a bit on the outskirts. It's like
Sure.
amongst the farms and other smaller.
Sure. Yeah. The traders something.
Do I know?
We could stay there.
Do I know of any additional spots in the city?
As
No.
far as places to stay,
You don't.
nothing specifically jumps out at you. Like you literally that you've never stayed there before.
Classic York.
The trader was the trader's one.
Been here a whole bunch.
Traders
Don't know anything.
Sanctuary.
I mean, what happens in
Lives from the
Eridor
city.
stays in Eridor.
Well,
Catch
so
my
we're,
drift.
we're going to be in
Is that really how it
Eridor, so we can hear
There's
all about
no-
it.
There's no commerce. Why is there a trader's sanctuary then?
Well, no, the things come and go, but things that happen here tend to.
So there's no commerce whatsoever. They don't exchange.
Well,
coins.
there's actually quite a bit of commerce.
quite a bit.
So the things that happen in Mirador actually come into and go out from Mirador.
It's more like the
I don't
coin
want to
that
go in the
comes in.
city if things don't just out.
That's-
But we don't just trade coins.
You'll
we
see
trade
what I mean when
stuff.
we get there. All right? That's as much as I can to guarantee you right now. I thought we went over that phrase before. We talked about that with some of the port cities.
You do have, well, at least one contact in town. You've passed through Mirador before, but never stayed here for any length of time, Fabian.
Yep.
You do have one business contact that you know of in town. Her name is Moxie Marwood. She runs Moxie's Moxon, because I love alliteration.
Who doesn't?
Real easy to remember, A+.
Moxie's what again?
Moxon.
Moxon. Moxon.
Alliteration is a good name for a business.
Like Emerald Mox.
Not
Yeah.
actually alliteration,
Mox.
but utilizing it. You want people to remember your business name?
True.
Weird.
Did the member of the soldier, or the names of, did the soldiers from Darkhold have a specific name?
The hunts, the
Grim
Grim Hunt.
Grim Hunt? That sounds right.
Well, no,
They weren't the
Grim
soldiers
Hunt
of Darkhold,
was
but
is a separate
Grim
entity from the soldiers who were out there. They work together often, but they're not technically the same group.
Soldiers out there are all part of Grim Hunt. That has been taken away from this.
stolen valor out there.
I'm still confused if I'm being honest.
No. There's a garrison, and then there's people that are part of the Grey Hunt.
Grim
The
Hunt.
garrison, Grim Hunt. The garrison defends the city exclusively. The Grim Hunt actually goes and does stuff with the Stratified.
Alright, and we're not here to deliver a message to other members of the Grim Hunt. We're here to deliver a message
To the
reinforcements
city.
from
Yes.
Mirador to reinforce it.
Yes.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. My headphones are definitely both the same thing.
I mean, that's fair.
Does anyone know then where we were supposed to go to get this missive that we have?
Yeah,
I assume
they told us, and it says on the missive here. You just read it.
just type it into your.
Just read what does it say?
Just read what it says.
Just read what it says.
So, as you approach the city after leaving the inn in the morning, before you lies the grand city of Mirador, one of the largest bastions of civilization on the continent. From the northern half of the central ward rises the Ascendant Spire, a large dodecagon stone tower that is the seat of power for the city's government and order of mages. Just south of that, in the central ward, is Fort Duskbane, the primary headquarters and barracks of the Iridorian military. The North Ward is home to the Temple District, which houses temples to all 12 of the major deities. The South Ward is also referred to as the Merchant District, as it houses most of the city's shops and the main marketplace. The West and East Wards are both primarily residential areas with taverns and other forms of entertainment, but while the West Ward houses many guilds and craftsmen and is more popular with traveling merchants, poorer parts of the East Ward have slipped into disrepair and have been deemed the slums. So you'll be entering from the East Gate, assuming you're looking for the most efficient means of entering the city.
And that's where the slums are, you said?
Yes. It's not the whole thing is the slums, but the slums are in that section.
Can you say again what was the first thing? The spire.
The Ascendant Spire.
And that's the political capital.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a monarchy, democracy?
There is a council of 7 leaders that run Iridor.
Is this in the center, or is this just is it in a ward?
Which what?
The
The
spire.
spire.
The spire is in the central ward, along
Is-
with the fort.
Okay.
It's Fort Duskbane, you said?
Duskbane.
Duskbane.
And was the temple in the north? The temple district.
North, yeah.
Yep.
I said. Alright.
right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask, so to deliver this missive, would the assumption be to take it to the Ascendant Spire? Or to Fort Duskbane?
Probably Fort Duskbane.
Sure.
Thank you for repeating one of those, because that was my question.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so you know the Traders Sanctuary is in the South Ward in the Merchant District. You know, your best bet for locating the Morley Trade Company is probably also within that district. Moxie's location is probably also within that district. And Kier, you know from your time here that the main notice boards are in the sort of the northern tip of the South Ward.
Okay.
So basically, right before the South Ward becomes the Central Ward, they're sort of in between there. There are south, east, and west gates. There is no gate out of the city to the north. Corinne, in addition to the Trader's Sanctuary as your usual inn, your usual haunt when you would come here is a place called the Elderberry Tavern. It's in the East Ward. And on your brief business visit here in the past, you stayed at some random inn, but the tavern that you went to conduct your bit of business was the Salty Dog.
Salty Dog Tavern.
That's also in this word.
That is in the West Ward.
Are we bordering water on each side?
No, this is not on the coast.
Land.
Further to the west, there are a series of port cities that sort of dot the coastline, and this is still several days travel away from those.
All right.
The rain is like all over, according to the stream manager thing.
Well, Corinne, I don't say this often, but why don't you lead us over to the Duskbane Fort? Fort Duskbane, as some of the locals call it.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the locals
Where did
call
they come
it,
up? How did
and
you
it
come
is
up with that
titled-
name? Strange.
It's a real,
Yeah, so
real
I'll
brain
start.
teaser, that one.
Walking over that way. It's this way. Just walking towards the city, towards the fort.
Sure. Yeah, a little under an hour later, and you find yourselves at the east gate into the city. It's open. There's obviously a small detachment of guards here, sort of just monitoring traffic in and out, inspecting carriages or anything like that. They look at you as you enter, and I don't know, cock ahead a little bit, but otherwise let you pass unimpeded. Once in the city, it's a little more loud, a little more bustling, but at the same time, pleasant enough. The streets are, some spots are somewhat paved, or even if it's like older stone, done up a little bit. Other alleys are more just like dirt road that's kind of torn up. But
Would this be the first major city that I've been in since leaving home?
Oslo counts, but Oslo's not as big as this.
It's not like metropolis big, basically.
Right. The Ascendant Spire would be probably quite a sight for you at this point, just given your life experiences.
Yeah.
Word of advice: try and keep your mouth closed. The things that you smell in the air, you don't want to be tasting. Not that your mouth was open, just some advice.
I also take my coin purse and specifically tuck it in like into my waistband on the inside.
It's a good decision for this part of town, and others be a little bit less cautious. But
So first order of business up to the fort.
Head to Fort
Yeah.
Dusk.
Sure. So you make your way across the east ward. Again, much as described. A lot of residences, kids running around, people going to and from work. A handful of restaurants, taverns, that sort of thing. As you get towards the central district, there's a not a wall like that skirts the city as a whole, but it is a barrier. It is a wall, but like obviously not as substantial as sort of the city's protective outer wall. So there's another sort of informal checkpoint to get into the central ward as well. But the guard asks you what you're up to. If you tell them you've got business at the fort, they let you go.
Sort of proof as well.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, and if there's any doubt, like, hey, look at this. Got a seal.
Love that this is their way of communicating.
So Fort Duskbane, it's very castle-like in appearance, and it basically, the central ward is the smallest of the districts, because really it's mostly just housing this castle and then the Ascendant Spire. They sort of look opposite each other in this central sort of circle area.
What fills up the in between? Are there like barracks and housing? Is it other important? government
Some
buildings?
barracks, some stables,
Central Bank of Erador.
That's actually not. There's actually very sparse anything that isn't like directly related to the spire and its functions or the fort and its ancillary sort of support buildings.
Is there a lot of like statues and fountains and stuff like that too, or? Sort of
Yeah,
visual.
it's kind of artsy like that. Yeah, it's particularly closer to the spire side. Obviously, the fort is a little more function over form, and the spire is anything but.
Okay.
So you make your way to sort of the front gate of the fort, and again, just present the seal to the people there. They go, well, why is this thing here? There's no water. And then they let you pass. But they let you just inside sort of the main entrance area that, obviously this castle is not, it's not close enough to the bounds of the city where it was built to be like this castle is structured to defend itself, right? It's more just a more formalized like military headquarters type place.
Maybe at the last resort if the city was attacked.
Right.
Defenses.
Yeah, it would be pretty proficient at protecting, particularly the central ward. But aside from that, it really would just be like a staging area.
Yeah.
A reasonable lookout, right? Because the two structures that tower over basically everything else in Iridor are the spire and this fort. But they let you in the front sort of lobby waiting area. In here, a lot of the troops are, in their soldierly military garb, but half of them, don't even have weapons or anything. These are sort of the logistics and management people. And you get in the front gate, and someone, can I help you? What do you need?
We're here with this. I just hold up the missive.
Huh.
It's sealed.
He takes it out of your hands and inspects it for a second. All right, hang on to this. I'll go and fetch the captain. And he retreats for a couple minutes.
Get him.
Comes back with a club for your seal.
Hey, whoa.
No, he returns with a good-sized human man wearing, the similar garb to that of Anya Sarian from Darkhold. And this man with a big, well, he's not super tall, but definitely very stoutly built. Has a big bushy mustache going on. And as he gets up to you, I'm Captain Rees Banningold. What is your business here? How did you come about that parcel?
Unfortunately, we were present at an unfortunate night for Darkhold, and were able to help facilitate a bit of its safety as much as we could, but were very clearly and quickly outnumbered, and they are severely in need of any aid you can give.
Mainly reinforcements.
It was a bunch of zombies.
Sorry, that's me chuckling. That's not him chuckling because that's not funny in character. It's only funny to me. Zombies reaches out and takes the scroll case and everything from you. Here, come with me. And just as you walk into some random side office room or something,
Sure.
as he opens the contents and reads through. Your writs are in there, as is the report from Captain Sarian, and sort of just the overall explanation of the state of affairs, as well as a request for reinforcements.
We can try to elaborate if you have any questions, as far as details we can provide whatever we can. I don't know how much is made it into there.
Well, this here says that the four of you helped keep it from getting any worse. So for that you have my appreciation. We'll have to get some reinforcements out to Darkhold as soon as we can. We've been growing more and more concerned, not having heard from them in a number of days, but figured that old Oren was just a little too drunk off his ass again. Anywho, if you take these up to the clerk's office at the front, they will see that your reward is paid out, and we appreciate the help that you've given to the people of Darkhold.
Of course, and so you knew Oren.
Everybody knew that drunken fool.
Yeah.
That's how he found himself in the Darkhold assignment in the first place. You don't go out there when people like you.
I can understand that, but he, unfortunately, he met his end out there and was slightly unprepared, but did face his death well, and jumped into action as quickly as he could. But you may need to find the next least popular member among yourselves to stick out there, if that's how you do things.
Well, I guess that's something.
I'd also recommend making sure you have some protection against magics for the city here. Darkhold didn't seem as prepared for that.
Well, that makes sense, at least from usually what they deal with out there are just more beasts and mindless monstrosities. An incursion like this is
I glimpsed
unheard
over
of
at
at least.
Fabian.
What?
I just glimpsed over at Fabian as you say that.
What?
What did I miss?
Yeah, I missed it too.
You said beasts and mindless monstrosities,
Okay.
and at that I would go.
Yes, so this is definitely concerning. We'll certainly be dispatching additional members of the mage order to assist out there, help with defenses as well as communication.
Was it ever discovered how the gate was opened? Was that ever just realized?
I believe what was found was the mage who invaded the fortress. The two guards at the gate were fried in a similar way.
I mean, we saw him fly.
I was worried.
I figured he just flew. Killed guards.
Killed like
That's
dozens
reasonable.
of guards.
That's very reasonable. I was just worried there might have been a mole on the inside, and maybe there still is, but at least
You gotta plug up those holes.
absolutely. Sort of unrelated, but on the way here, this is probably maybe beneath your purview, but there was a caravan we found that had been ransacked by a group of goblins.
that way when we found him.
I don't know if someone's already reported it. Most of the debris is still there, but we did knock out and take care of the goblins that were hiding in the woods. So if you do hear any more reports of such a nature, we believe it's been dealt with.
Took care of him yourself, huh?
Oh, not me. A group of us, but we did, yes.
Is that illegal?
No, just a touch surprising.
Seems like if you go murder things in the forest, they might care, but
Well, certain things we might care, but them goblins coming down from the mountains, not so much.
seems pretty racist, but okay. I'm sorry. I was the one that did it. So.
Had a long travel in. Please don't take any offense to our conversation.
What was your name, by the way?
Captain Rees Banningold.
Wait, did you say that right? Yes. Shit. Completely missed that.
You're introduced to Captain
Captain Bruce Banner. He is the
Was it Bandigold?
Banning Gold.
Not to
Spelled like the words just slammed together.
not to put too fine a point on it, but there, I believe, was some mention of a reward for receipt of the writ, and
Yes, and as stated, the clerk's desk at the front will handle
What's
that.
the
for
name?
you.
Yes, what was his name again? What's his name? Oh, well,
it's great to be
where
here.
are
in
we not
Oslo.
oh, what were we supposed to do? Oh, you can go off to the clerk and give. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'll let everybody else jump to Kevin's description, I guess. So you should send reinforcements to the door.
So you killed those goblins yourselves, huh?
We did.
Yeah, did you
By the
hear
way,
about
did
him?
we mention that there was a caravan on the road here?
Groundhog Dance interaction for the rest of the session.
You know, I heard that there was a reward.
Yeah, it's interesting. That,
As he said,
what's the clerk's name?
And what was your name again?
Her name
Alright.
is Receptionist.
Oh, more like Inceptionist.
all right, bit ended.
All right.
All right. Well,
Well, we certainly. Oh, sorry.
anything else you need from us?
No. I guess the only last thing is just my personal curiosity. What brings you to Iridor that you'd be tasked with such a mission from Captain Saria?
I mean, largely the fact that he was short-handed and we were heading this way.
She.
That's all I said.
Yeah.
She. Just because she was bad.
We're just headed this direction, and we only met in Darkhold, so
I think we're playing tour guide for these two.
I'm playing tour guide for him. So imagine how that's working.
Hey, look at this building. Hey, look at this building. Well, regardless, again, glad of your assistance, and if you're looking for more work, we're always looking for able-bodied individuals to help out around the city and outside of it. So.
Is there a posting board, or should we come to you? How does that work?
Usually, well, occasionally there will be specific requests sent out to groups, but for some more general work, the boards in the northern part of the South Ward is where we have our usual postings.
I would totally know that, I think.
Yeah, that was definitely your snippet of information prior to that.
Yes.
Kevin might have said that.
No, he did say, I wrote it down, I just... There's a thing, never mind.
All right, well, I think we'll probably leave you to it for now and let you know if we see any jobs that we think we might be of service for.
Very well. He sees you out back into that sort of main room area, points you in the direction of the clerk's desk, and yeah, if you guys are all cashing in your writs, they hand each of you pouches containing 50 gold.
Let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
You know, gentlemen and gentlewomen, we also, if you're not wanting to carry around any large jewelry, we can probably exchange those at a shop I've been to before.
I think that might be for the best. Need more with gold than big rock.
I get the ruby that's worth 50 gold. How big is it?
It's a reasonable size hunk of stone. It's not like
Like dime, quarter?
that's a great question.
Okay.
It's a nondescript size ruby that's worth 50
This,
gold.
500,
this softball-sized ruby.
What do you want to do with
$500
it?
ruby is still like pendant
Right,
size,
like where's your brain going with this ruby? What are you trying to do?
It can be bigger or smaller depending on how high of quality it is.
Mostly intended for creative reasons, nothing like
This rock.
Okay,
Boulder
I
Peak
haven't
instead.
put it anything yet, so.
gotcha.
Cosmetic ruby.
Yes, cosmetic reasons.
Right, I figured, but like you can
How
probably
nice
get
it
like
is
a
is
really
inversely
nice
proportional
ruby.
to the size.
Yeah, like you could get a really nice ruby that would be on a ring, or you could have like a less nice ruby that would be like a good pendant.
All right.
Well, I would like
It's actually
to
the
check
history
out
of it
the
that makes it so
commerce
expensive. It's
district.
very tiny.
It's definitely
It's
worth
like
doing.
here.
And probably
Once
check
upon
out
a time,
William's
some
store
goblins
as
had
well.
it.
Yeah.
with the
Then I had it.
Good thing we're
Yeah.
in Hearing Door. You can get them made pretty
magic,
easy
any
here.
magic
Make them get
practitioner
them made?
be
Yeah.
there selling things, or would it be in this
Here and door.
spire?
It's a great question.
It's quite the
I,
tourist trap.
haven't been here quite as often, but
Well, what's
maybe
the-
But they're good at setting them better than the goblins.
Corin might know. Oh no, we were talking about where some magic implements, or maybe someone that would be more of the arcane persuasion might be setting up shop. Would that be in the
Arcane persuasion.
That's
I mean, like a wizard, like someone just makes magic items.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Arcane persuasion. Would I know where someone of the arcane persuasion might be? Aren't you? Isn't arcane persuasion literally all you do?
I mean, it's
Hold on.
it's a facet of it.
Magic shop.
Oh!
Thank you,
I'll
Alex.
take you to the magic shop.
Kevin's like, man, I didn't expect them to want to find a shop with magic items so soon.
I was very
You
Not,
clear.
fool.
not sure what you think you can afford with 50 gold, but we can go find one for
85.
200 gold.
Yeah.
So many
Magic
about
po-
magic items.
potions?
Well, you can get like healing potions and stuff, not at a necessarily magic shop.
But you also have
Setup. That is true. You wouldn't be aware of one off the top of your head. It's not something you really mess around with at all in your time in town.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a way to see the magic stuff?
No, I don't as much. Not yet. I've got some tricks I've seen demonstrated at home, but I haven't quite mastered them yet.
Like your parents?
So also, we talked about this a little bit like before the campaign, but like there's not that there aren't magical items in the world, but the rarity of them is definitely they're more.
Yeah, it's a stupid question, isn't it?
It's not quite. You know, I
Do you
mean,
have a dinosaur bone store?
So,
Oh, they're
so
rare.
are you looking for like an apothecary or a place that sells healing potions, or are you like legitimately like where can I buy magic items? in
I
this
don't
town?
I don't need magic items. I'm looking for somebody who sells scrolls. Or things to write
vendor.
on. Which would be any mage in the entirety of the city
Fair.
that has a shop. I don't care what if they
Doesn't
if
even
they
need to have a
only-
shop.
Yeah.
He's a mage. I'll knock on his door. Yo, make me a scroll.
Even
Where
if-
is your
even if-
paper?
Even if they just deal in Anterra's version of Legos, that's fine.
Anterra's version of Legos.
I personally, I wouldn't mind stopping at an armor. I could upgrade this thing.
Absolutely.
Mind stopping at a
I'm assuming
Lego
most of
store.
Assuming that most of that would be within this
You think your caltrops are effective?
commerce district.
I'm not sadistic though. Oh my god. Putting those in the ground?
Oh my god. Okay, so
To hurt them, not trauma.
an armorer and a smith, easily enough found. Particularly given your relative line of work and relative knowledge of the area. There's actually there's like one big name in smithing in this city, and that's the Cold Steel Forge and Armory.
We'd also want to find a tanner.
Mm-hmm. To sell the hides.
Sure.
Cold Steel Forge and Armory.
In the West
Cold Steel, one word. It's a last name of a
Cold Steel.
of a dwarven clan that sort of became a guild and sort of unionized, and so they make sure their people get treated good and they make dope shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I forget. Cold what?
Oh, we
Steel.
have textiles as well that we need to return.
Or sell.
Cold Steel Steve Austin.
Steel Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Steele Austin.
Probably be worth finding some kind of an instrumentation shop for the old
Get that thing
fiddle.
tuned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in tune, like
Really?
impeccably confident. Yeah. You have large ears for someone without an ear for music, but I'm sure that'll change over time.
Hope not.
Why?
Well, she'll keep growing in appreciation for the tunes that I can produce. I'll find what she likes. It's clear you don't like the classics. You don't like the more.
Heard
chill
that as you
tunes.
age, you start just giving up on life. Is that what that is?
Well, hang on. I hope not. There's plenty to be excited about. Plenty of tunes. But anyway, to get a new, just some things to keep this thing maintained. Probably worth stopping at.
Yeah, so you know, pelts, like good, nicely skinned wolf pelts like you've got, would fetch, a few gold apiece usually, give or take, who's offering and the condition that they're in. If you go and wander around the marketplace, it's sort of like a big, this is sort of like kind of flea market looking, right? Like, so instead, like it's sort of surrounded by shops and storefronts that are a little more permanent, but a lot of this main marketplace is like the tent setup or just tables and that sort of thing. And there's sort of just a little bit of everything available in this marketplace. And you come across a random booth that seems to be dealing in pelts, and they offer you. Not bad. They actually offer you what you feel is actually a pretty good price for these, which is 5 gold per pelt.
Oh,
Damn.
big money.
5 gold. Yeah, all right. Here, I have 5 of them.
Ooh, got it very well. That's fantastic.
25, all right then.
25. Yes. Yeah, and so goes through and gives you, 22 gold and 30 silver.
All right, so yeah, when he
I
gets,
suppose if you really want it to all be gold, that's fine. It's just like, in terms of paying for stuff on a day-to-day basis, silver's slightly more handy.
yeah, so I'll take it and I'll count out. I'll like try to evenly distribute it between us.
I feel like you might.
You each get 6, and he keeps 7.
Oh,
Easy peasy.
You did most of the work for that.
You all help kill the wolves.
Well, I suppose that is true. Well, I'm not going to argue.
More, I appreciate it.
Since donation.
This is probably the most coin I've had on me at one time in quite a while.
So just be careful with it.
Well, of course. Trust me,
Maybe use it to go buy a real instrument.
This is it's plenty real. It's a heirloom of sorts.
Ah, very old.
That's not always a bad thing.
I get it. I used to, my granddad, he had a rocking chair. Loved that thing. He'd sit in it all the time. When he finally passed, rest his soul, he handed that chair down. We sat in it. Thing was awful. Threw it out the next day.
Rallos, how's the city been treating you?
It's been rather interesting. I was afraid that I was going to either die of boredom or disinterest a moment ago, but now that you bring it up,
It's getting hot in here or something, I think. I don't.
we're outside.
Actually, it's kind of
Out here then, the sun's just.
It's winter.
It's snowing. You're freezing.
It's getting.
I'm so hot.
Most of the frostbite setting in.
All right. So, yeah, you want to go find a instrument shop?
Sure, we can stop there. Or we
Sure.
can if Moxie's place is closer, we'll have to see if.
Oh yeah, Moxie's. You should sell these rocks.
Yes.
Moxie's Roxy's.
Going to Moxie's to sell stones?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so you wander around the merchant district a little bit, just looking for signs. It's not, her storefront's not on the, in the sort of main marketplace square, but a little bit more towards the edge of the south ward. But eventually, you do find a sign for Moxie's Moxin, which just has that name sort of on a pretty nice looking wooden sign though, but like sort of inside this like big gemstone carved into the wood sort of thing. And inside you, so immediately upon entering this building, pass through 2 just like huge dudes that are just like standing at this door being like, yeah, I remember that one time that one table just flew out of our shop. But no,
what a way to rob a jewelry store.
Legendary.
There's that dwarf and he was invisible.
And he wasn't. And he was a Grim Reaper.
shit was crazy, yo. But there are, just some bouncers, I guess, at the at the entrance to this establishment. But you see a human woman working behind the counter with like bright red hair, green eyes. Human. I don't know if I said that, but she looks at you all interestedly as you enter.
Cast any objects at the jewelry case.
I revert to York.
I dropped disguise. So.
Feel older,
Hello?
younger.
Probably like mid-30s.
Okay. Pretty young.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to Moxie's Moxin. What can I do for you?
Oh, Mox, nothing too complicated today. Just passing through and thought we'd lighten our load.
Is that... Do I spy Fabian?
You might,
It's been a while.
certainly, and trying to keep the presence a little bit under the radar. You know how fans can be.
I do. So, what can I do for you?
Well, we had a bit of a run-in with some people who just weren't treating a couple gemstones right, and we rescued them, and now would like to send them to a place where they'll be well cared for in exchange for a finder's fee.
Well, you have certainly come to the right place for that. Show me what you got.
All right, and I'll pull out the sapphire, and I'm not sure if the rest of my group is content to keep theirs or if they'd like to sell them.
I think I'll be holding on to mine for now.
Point made. I'll figure it out.
What?
Try to figure out what a radar is.
Yeah.
It's how you how you track the raids
Yeah.
going
Keep
on.
it under the radar. It's like, the hell's the radar?
Yeah, I'll toss mine up, and she'll give you an honest price. I can guarantee you that much.
Sounds like what someone says in cahoots with the shopkeeper.
I mean,
This is what the whole con. This is it.
You put the goblins there, didn't you?
no, trust
You
me.
killed the caravan.
Trust me, I've had enough gemstones pass through my hands. I don't need any more.
I'll say, what are you up to these days? She pulls out this like jeweler's loop and starts looking at you.
Murder.
You had the
Sapphire.
sapphire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just doing a bit of my own independent work, trying to get a entertainment career a little more off the ground, and traveling guide, companion, I suppose, for this gentleman here, Ralos. This is Moxie.
Well, first and foremost, it's a pleasure to meet you. You suppose.
Suppose. Huh.
Traveling companion, he supposes.
Well, no.
Interesting.
Look, I'm not here to judge consenting adults and whatnot. It's fine.
Labels are important, and people don't want to make
No, you see, it's
large heaps.
Anyway,
I
yeah,
don't know why he has to make this so complicated.
I'm just.
Here's what I've got.
Well, Ralos, pleased to meet you. And she like puts her hand out.
Like they give it a. I assume she's got to wear a ring, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Definitely give one of the rings a kiss.
Kiss
and
the
then
ring.
hand a couple of the. I had the diamond I found and the emerald. I set those two on the
Did
counter.
each of you end up with one?
The extra one that I found.
Yes. Yes.
Because they were.
Very nice. She finishes examining the sapphire and tosses it back to you, Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
A little on the nose there with that one, but I think that's probably a good 75 gold.
It goes with my coloring, I suppose. But yeah, I be more than happy to leave that with you and take the gold and keep moving on.
I think we could probably do that. And picks up the emerald, and then did you have both emeralds, or did you have the emerald?
There was only
diamond?
one emerald.
Okay,
And then a small diamond. He had the big diamond.
gotcha.
And you had the ruby.
Actually, I don't know why I'm like asking you this. I can just look at the sheet from last session and I can remember what all these things were.
He's doubting my notes. I took them as secondhand information. Why would he consult his?
You didn't quote him prices though. Increase everything by 10%.
Diamond worth 300 You said 100%? 300 gold.
No,
You missed,
No.
you missed the exchange of increase everything by 10%.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So after looking at the emerald, like, ooh, this looks like it would get about 30. I think it could be cleaned up a bit. You could make something pretty nice out of that. Do you do
Yeah.
the diamond as well? Ooh, I like this. This is pretty nice. I think this will be about 100 gold here. Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Cool. And so just those 3 stones?
Also the smaller diamond I have.
What did I tell you about the smaller diamond at the time? Wasn't it an emerald? Or am I crazy?
There was
Really?
also
The smaller diamond you gave me as a nugget for finding the Nat 20 investigation.
You mean that he definitely planted there? That's why it's in his notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely here.
That's why.
No,
I
actually,
said-
but the weird part is, it's not that I missed that one. It's that I have the ruby, the sapphire, and the big diamond, and not
the emerald.
the emerald or the note about the small diamond. So I'll be it.
You knew you'd write it down.
Oh yeah, right now.
Was the emerald in the? It was in the cave. It was in the cache or caravan.
No, it was in. We found it at the bottom. We found a big diamond, an emerald, a ruby, and a
It was like
sapphire.
a mini hoard.
Yeah, and we
Where
split
we found
those
all
up.
the
That's where
coins,
you ended up
too.
with the ruby.
I thought we got one.
Okay,
That
so
Nothing in the chest.
emerald, 30 gold. Diamond, 25 gold. Diamond, 100 gold. Sapphire, 75 gold. What do you think? These, these didn't come from anywhere too untoward, did they, Fabian?
No, they came from somewhere likely extremely reputable, and then were stolen by some goblins, and the goblins crossed us the wrong way, and we happened to find these.
They were in the forest.
They were.
Well,
Yeah,
finders
so-
keepers, I suppose.
Completely.
It could have been disreputable. That wouldn't have stopped me, anyways.
They won't
so,
be coming for him.
do you want this all in one sum, or each of you, or?
I think we're good to trade back what we have, just for bookkeeping purposes.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Well, you each get your appropriate amount of gold. Then, assuming you're looking to sell and okay with that.
For sure.
Cool.
Moxie, is there? It's been a while since I've been around. Anything new worth seeing in town while we're here? Not sure how long that's going to be. But
Well, I don't know about new and worth seeing. Place is pretty much the same as ever. No, I mean there are some new players in town, but they're learning the ropes.
and they need to be reminded of the rules, or they all.
Why are you asking? Last I heard, you were out of the game, so to speak.
I'd still say that's the case, but fallen on less liquid coin as of late. So,
Which game might that be?
and keeping well. I was into gem collecting for a time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anyone want to roll insight on that?
I
I
don't
do.
believe him. Do I know that this is...
Yeah.
Do I know the nature of this?
Yes.
Do I
What,
need an insight
what
check?
kind of gems would you collect?
All kinds.
Yeah, what was your favorite?
I mean, the sapphires went with my.
Do you get any parasite?
No.
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 Hmm.
Parasite.
The sapphires, you say,
Yeah.
your favorite kind.
Yeah.
But this is the most coin you've ever had in your pocket.
I said in a while.
You said no wrong time.
Sure.
Coin's different than gemstones. I mean, but
You would know.
yeah, certainly. No, Moxie just trying to shore up accounts and maintain relationships.
Well, whatever his false pretense, I'm bored. So, If you have something interesting, I'm all ears.
What kind of wares are inside the store?
Gems and jewelry,
Oh, wow.
primarily.
They actually make store and store more believable. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much exclusively, which you surmise just from the value of what your group just like sold to her. The value in the store is probably pretty high. Hence the bouncers.
And hence the jokes about flying tables.
Had a dream once. It was wild. Dreamed through Blue Veil. What do you mean interesting?
Atypical, not stuff that you see every day. Things that would happen and most people wouldn't be aware of them. Something fun.
Like entertainment or a job or
Who says they have to be different?
I mean Kevin says that, but
I also say that, but I also don't live in a fantasy world.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
well, I mean if you and Fabian are really that hard up for coin and entertainment, I guess come back tomorrow. I might have something interesting for you.
Certainly, we can stop back in.
Lovely.
You all sticking around that long?
I mean,
You
We'll
were
have to
planning
see.
on staying the night.
I was planning on staying the night, but wasn't planning on being here tomorrow to take a job.
it could be a quick job. Moxie will let you know. If we're still here tomorrow and interested in hanging around, we'll come find you, and if not, we appreciate the business.
Sure. And so if anybody, was asking about you, then do I correctly surmise you were never here?
Yeah, I'd say that's about safe. Just say you saw a ghost.
That would absolutely spawn more questions.
So he's still saying
That sounds like a
It's
terrible idea.
no, it's
I'm sure you're better.
it's an
He is.
expression in
Is that true? Is that a colloquialism?
Not the one I ever heard.
I'm not from around here. I'm interested.
I mean, it is a saying that people say. I don't know if it's truly ideal for this particular scenario or not.
That would fit when I've come to know Fabian.
it's a bit more of a flair than otherwise.
Sure.
What kinds of work do you usually ask of people?
A little of this, a little of that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if you're here tomorrow. And if you're not interested, hey, no sweat.
All right.
All right.
So if there's any good music shops, I think we're going to continue perusing the way, unless you had anything else you wanted to ask of Moxie.
I don't think I hit anything. The one gem I have, I'm keeping. So
All right.
it was nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
It was Kier.
Kier. Good to meet you. And you?
Corin,
Corin. Pleasure.
likewise.
What was the name of her shop? All the alliteration.
Moxie's.
Moxie's Moxen. Moxen.
Yeah, I'll reach down and kiss her hand, and I'm gonna slip a note in her hand.
Cool.
Do I see this?
Do I see this?
I'll make a slate.
Make a sleight of hand check.
What's our passive?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably passive perception.
There.
Can I get active perception? Just because I am currently very intrigued by him clearly alluding to he's been doing like something sketchy is happening, and I'm just like,
Go for it.
This dude is.
I've got my number.
It's worse. I don't
worse.
see any of it. You're too good. You're too slippery.
22.
Yeah, I catch it.
With passive
That's a
perception.
perception.
I should have
25.
to know.
I cut off her hand and take it.
Oh gosh.
What are you saying without us?
I assume this is in the West Ward.
This is in the South Ward. This is in the Merchant District. The South Ward and Merchant District are virtually synonymous.
Okay.
Similarly, the North Ward and the Temple District are
I got
used
I
interchangeably.
incorrectly assumed that craftsmen and merchants were the same thing. They are not.
I'll see you tomorrow, Mox.
All right, don't be a stranger. All right.
What's the game that you were in?
The gem collecting.
What's your collection?
That's not much of a game.
It's a hobby, I guess.
How do you
but
win?
collect gems?
Yeah, but who has the how do you know when someone wins?
More of like a family competition than anything else.
The family competition. You and your family compete collecting gems.
Yeah.
Who has the most gems?
Oh, last time we did accounts, I believe it was my mother, but I'm not sure.
She got all the sapphires.
Pretty much.
Where
She
are
gets anything she wants.
Where are your gems?
Oh, I don't really have any anymore.
Not very good at collecting gems, huh?
I was one of the best.
Where'd all your gems go?
When you leave the game, you usually disperse your collection to start a new hobby, and
Is anyone in the city looking for you? Should we be concerned?
oh no, I don't think so.
Why'd you tell her not to tell anyone that she saw you?
We just know a few of the same people.
Yeah, why did you tell her not to tell anyone she saw you?
I'm.
If you didn't know the same people, it wouldn't much matter.
Well, right. No, we know. I mean, it's mostly, I don't want people swarming Ralos to come see him, or,
Why would they come swarm?
you're
But no one's looking for you.
Oh, thank you.
No.
So I can go around telling people that you're here.
You can say Fabian's around. It's fine.
Sure. And I can describe your face.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's totally fine. Be a little weird if that was how you introduce yourself to people, but I mean,
Not much concerned about that.
yeah, more than fine.
Devour it.
Kierstadian's definitely not sus about all this. What did I just say sus? Suspicious.
He's definitely not sussy baka about it.
God damn it.
The moments. Ralos doesn't care.
But no, we'll just sometimes the gem collecting business, in all honesty, it's a very competitive game, and I've made some rivals in my time that we all are aware of moxen collectors in each city, and she just may run into some people that I competed with at one time.
But there is a reason why she has 2 bodyguards.
If people come to find you, is this going to be like, oh hey, you are collecting gems, or is this going to be, oh hey, you stole my gems from me and now I'm going to kill you?
No, it's more they.
I just need to know if because you're with me.
Right.
So I need to know if I need to be ready. If people look menacing, do I need to just shoot them first?
No. I don't think that'll be any problem. I haven't.
Question.
I never stole gems
It's
from anyone.
easier to kill someone if you shoot them first. It's harder if you wait for them to shoot you.
No, I've never stolen gems from anyone.
It's coming to my attention that maybe I shouldn't be carrying gems on me with you around. I might go sell my gem.
Sounds like it's pretty hard to carry gems on your person with him around.
I'm just telling. I'm telling you. I have never. All I've done. I've paid for the gems that I've owned, and I've helped others facilitate their own collections.
I was with you just a couple days ago when we murdered a pack of goblins and took their gems.
Well, that
I
wasn't.
wouldn't call it murder.
Yeah, it's not murder. It's defense and recovery. But never.
Seems like a gray
It's somewhere
area.
in between.
We were just meeting out justice, weren't we, Kier?
That's right.
Yeah.
Calling the those who deserved it.
Let me
Taking their stuff, selling it for
Well,
money.
it wasn't
I
their
just
stuff
stuff
after they were
right?
dead.
I have.
So
It was nobody's stuff. They died. There was no longer an owner.
That's true.
correct. I'm not afraid to talk to any guards. I wouldn't have been the first one in our group to speak up about the reward if I was concerned they might recognize me for some other reason. And I hope you know I haven't done anything untoward to either of you so far. And trust me.
Now I'm very suspicious that you've done something untoward to
Plainly
me.
says so far.
That's what got me.
Just
I checked me, the gem's still there.
if it's not there, it wasn't me. But I have some ideas. Yeah. But no, I just again, she knows who the other collectors are, and I've got a new job.
She seems very connected. Good for that.
Right. Instrument store.
Instrument store. We probably don't have to make any big deal out of that. But if there's somewhere where I can find some grease for the strings and maybe a few extra supplies, it's probably worth. Who knows how long we'll be on the road next.
Sure, we can fast forward through it. Just note that I do make random digs at you while we are in the instrument store.
Noted. Just like general.
Duly noted. Just note that
I don't-
will give
I don't
you a hard
have a-
time the entire time.
I don't have a class feature of cutting words, and yet I still use it.
I understand.
Yes, you find a music shop that you can find the necessary supplies to take care of your instruments for some time.
How long do you think you're going to be in there?
Oh, it shouldn't be any more than 10, 15 minutes.
All right.
3 hours later.
He's just having a jam session with the owner of the shop.
Strawberry's
Just
great, but
invents,
the
like,
boysenberry, I think,
invents heavy
really,
metal
really
music right
There,
crushes it.
that Stairway to Elysium I hear?
Oh my god! Oh, that needs to
Excellent.
be made. That needs to be made.
Excellent.
Actually, I feel like I bet you somebody probably has already made a song with that title, but I stand by it.
Some garage band somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. We could be that garage band.
How much will general musical upkeep supplies cost me?
I think since. Sorry, I'm just looking to see how much actual straight up instruments are to get a sense of this.
Guitar strings are what, $20? I haven't bought guitar strings in a hot minute.
For a set,
Yeah,
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What
20 or 30.
what do you have? You have a lute, or what do you have?
more like a fiddle, essentially.
But these
Yeah.
would be probably gut strings.
Yeah, big heavy gauge. I think.
No, like made of gut
Oh, I see what you're saying.
is usually I think what old timey
Yeah.
strings are.
Yeah, if you'll be set for quite a while with this, but for 10 gold you get a whole set of backup strings and all the oil you need and that sort of stuff.
for a while.
Sounds good. Just so long derailing us, and yeah, no, that's fine.
In character, I'm very annoyed.
How dare this person?
Wait, what?
Not actually.
No, nothing. All right, cool. That's all I had on my list. Anybody else? Well, we wanted to find. I would have asked. Sorry, I forgot to ask Moxie if she knew of any mage general shops that would sell. Like,
Yeah,
parchment.
you do find a magic supply shop. Octavia's Arcane Oddities.
We'll be returning here.
What is it in?
In the Merchant Ward, so Merchant District.
Sorry, what did you say it was?
Octavia's Arcane Oddities.
I want the evensies.
Realistically, upon entering the shop, it's more of on average, more of a component supply store, but they have the very nice inks and the papers and the good parchment that can be used for crafting scrolls and
Got
that
that
sort of
good
thing.
parchment, you know.
That good.
Primarily, anyways. But Octavia, I don't know. You get a strange vibe from her. Just a little different. But she greets you warmly. What can I do for you all this afternoon?
I'm looking for both any potential spell scrolls that you have, or the implements to create some myself.
Well, the implements to create them we have in spades. Our selection at the moment of completed scrolls, that's a bit more slim pickings.
Do you make them yourself?
When I have the time. Occasionally I'll also sort of serve as a vendor for some of the other mages in town looking to score some extra gold.
May I peruse the few that you have?
Certainly.
I'd like to take a look at these as well, if you don't mind.
She minds.
You're not allowed. Just
Is it my ears? My feet?
no, it's just
I
your
think you're
face.
cute.
Do something magic-y. Show me.
I probably spent my time trying to get a better idea of why she's giving us this weird feeling for her.
I'm just gonna watch the door.
I didn't say it.
That's a door.
Yeah, it is.
Where's the ear?
Your door.
It's built in. They carved it in the top of the door frame.
Every door is
Yeah.
actually ear shaped.
Here a door, there a door, everywhere a door.
So the doors you gotta watch out for, it's the jars.
Yeah. It's the adjar.
Hold
The adjars.
control, have it,
I
or-
cannot wait until we get the Azure door.
A charger.
Oh, you're all gonna be dead long before that happens.
4 sessions!
Yeah. Hey, 5. 4.5.
Well, 3 more
Charge
now.
for you. Yeah.
Now for me.
No, that's right, you planned too far ahead.
Yeah, true. I saw into the future, and I wasn't in it.
Well, 4
I
sessions
saw
now.
it.
Either Kevin's doing it
I
or we're doing it,
wasn't.
boys. We're circling around him at bedtime.
Sacrifice her to the gem god.
Gems are forever.
And I'm just up in a tree with my bow ready.
There's the fake.
I see the 3 of you stabbing, you pull it out, it's just a pillow.
Alright.
So the cantrip spell scrolls that she has available are Light, Mending, Shape Water, Gust, Control Flames, and Acid Splash.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay. Mending has my attention.
Suppose you go just ask for Hannah for how to cast these things.
Must be nice.
Actually, let me see how much we can figure out.
What for you?
What I did.
We're all limited
and
nowadays.
the first level spells available at the moment are comprehend languages, featherfall, identify, and illusory script.
How much for that identify scroll?
An excellent question, she said.
Nerds can't learn stuff from spell scrolls, right?
What?
I can't learn stuff from spell scrolls.
It's a wizard thing.
Wizards.
It's wizards only.
Are you a wizard?
For learning from it.
You're third level now.
No,
And I know your base stats are high enough, you probably could be.
I could be. That's a good point. I am going to take all the classes.
But what build?
I right now I will learn this spell from this scroll, and later I will rage.
What a wild character.
And finally, I smite.
I have one action a turn. That's it.
Beholder. I have so many cantrips ready for that beholder. You have no idea what's going on.
37 first level
It's
slots.
time to wild shape.
And actually, I was just looking at multi-classing rules. Your spell slots add together.
It's weird.
Like you don't get a bunch of first level slots. You actually get higher level slots. You just don't know any higher level spells.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's what Kevin was
bananas.
saying
Yep.
last week.
So sick.
The identify scroll will cost 100 gold.
Featherfall, same price.
Featherfall is 75.
5.
Can you use the Featherfall scroll as a reaction? I'm assuming.
Right, you have to like be falling,
Using a
pull it
scroll
out.
as an
read-
action,
like,
yeah.
let me see here. Oh, I blew
Can
away
you
the
use, as you ask about scrolls, just be like, you have use of scrolls?
What do you mean? Okay.
If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast the spell without providing any material components. It does not state that it like takes an action to do like the gem.
Oh.
And it's under
I was just saying,
classes.
like, practically.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anything catch your eye?
Both that mending scroll and that identify scroll.
Well, mending is a little bit cheaper. Very popular with some of the well-to-do ladies who are a bit clumsy in their own homes. But the mending scroll costs 40 gold pieces.
Do you alone?
Alone.
It's this concept where you can borrow gold from a friend.
Well, I'm aware of what loans are.
Just
How can you-
sometimes.
How can you have a friend if you're alone?
Valid.
That one got.
Are you guys planning on going back to the place you stayed last night, or staying in the city?
No, I would want to stay at the Trader's Sanctuary.
Okay.
How about this? I've got to think about this a little bit, but I'll be back probably tomorrow.
Very good. Hopefully they don't sell before then, but
Hopefully.
they tend to sit on the shelf for a little while, so I wouldn't be too concerned.
I will buy some of the materials for writing a scroll, though.
Sure.
What do
So
those come out to?
how well? It's less than. It's more. How much value quantity do you want? Because that's the way it's measured. It's like 50 gold pieces of materials, or what, like in that sort of increment for how long it takes you to write into the spellbook.
Same way as spell components, you know. It doesn't work if you spend too little on it.
Right. Better not go anywhere with sale.
Okay, so if
Everything half off. Now I have to buy twice as much now.
So if I
Inflation,
want to
though,
create
great
a
for spell
first
crafters.
level spell scroll, I'll need to get.
I have just
like,
one drop of ink. Got really expensive.
I think so. It's in
All
your
of the
class
spell
description
jellyfish
thing on
that they
sheet.
harvested
Tells
from
you how to
when
put
you know
stuff in your
it's
spell book.
exactly one drop.
Well, no, that's putting stuff in my spell book. I'm talking about
You get
creating spell
You get
scrolls.
the, what's the microchip law where
Not,
everything
not
shrinks
taking
by
a
half
spell
every
scroll
Oh,
and
Moore's
writing
law?
it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Moore's law for spell components.
You get half of it, twice as efficient.
Off the top of my
every
head, I don't remember because that's something that we were going to use that big, like, different crafting guide with. And amongst the things that I didn't get to do in time for this week, that is one of them.
I will do it in the next city. I leave.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you want to do?
Potentially look into creating spell scroll. But we will delay that. No first level banger spell scrolls thus far.
I mean, what would qualify as a first level banger scroll, though?
Honestly, most first level spells are pretty awesome. From a utility perspective.
Yeah, identify, illusory script, featherfall, and comprehend languages. This is just strictly utility.
I didn't say any of those were bad. I said they're all good. I said I would create a banger spell scroll.
Illusory script is the
sorry.
only one that I
You're
just genuinely don't know what to do with.
I have an entire
You take
character concept around that. Like, that their backstory just heavily involves using that to be some, like, sort of like courier for people who want to be super discreet about shit. Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretend you don't know when I play the character.
Right. I forgot already.
You're like, I cast the illusory script. Ah!
It's that one! It's the one he
That's him.
mentioned!
That's what he said.
He's a liar!
Don't believe a word he said.
Don't believe him. She's a secret courier. All those degrees mean nothing.
I love it because that just means that whenever we get to, anytime I'm a mage in the future, don't trust him. Just like I'm a cleric. Just,
He might have
cure
a illusory
wounds.
script.
He's probably lying to you. Okay.
Brow.
The Trader's Sanctuary.
The Trader's Sanctuary.
I would also like to stop by,
Notice board.
well, maybe, but it's not something we're not staying in town for more than a day, so. But I would like to stop by the Morley Trading Company if we can find it.
Okay.
Sure. Sorry. Just making sure all these pages are synced, so I'm actually working with
And the
the most
armor.
recent version of my notes. Sure. What are you looking for from the armor?
From the armor, I'm looking for stud leather.
Studded leather.
Unless they have an edge-up breastplate that's worth the tenth of the percentage that they, the tenth of the price it goes for. Which I doubt. So, stud leather.
What AC is an agile breastplate?
I think it's 50.
More importantly, it's plus to the dex.
You don't lose out on your dex bonus as much.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. Is it light armor?
No.
Medium armor.
Well, I'm no longer interested.
Yeah, no, you go to the Cold Steel Forge and Armories, well, sort of all in one, right? The forge is in the back, but the front's sort of a storefront with all the finished works and everything. And yeah, you find, in a variety of colors, a few different versions of studded leather armor. So whatever general color scheme you'd be interested in is likely available, as long as it's in the
What a fuchsia.
black, brown, gray,
Saffron,
type of
please. Lime green metal pieces. Yeah.
fire truck red.
No.
Actually, more realistic than like just bold yellow though.
Yeah.
Traffic cone orange.
I'm gonna go with the dark brown for now. It's probably something or
To
something
go with
gray.
your boots.
Yes.
The boots!
The boots.
The boots.
and,
I'll get
and just something that just whatever's gonna be the least that would be like least likely to catch someone's eye.
It's always
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so I guess I don't know what I know you've got like the red overcoat, but like you've also got like black leather if that works better too or not. But
Yeah, that works fine. Black leather works.
or like a reddish brown. It's just whatever, whichever
Maroon.
version of this you want. you got?
I will buy black stuff, leather armor.
Meant to be charcoal gray.
Okay.
It's different.
Mine will be really black.
Extra-
really
extra-
black.
Vanta black.
Like super black.
Like
That's a
take the
black.
blackness
And
of
actually,
space
I'll
and
pay a
then color
little
that in with a black
extra.
permanent marker.
I'll pay a little bit extra to make sure it looks.
As black
Fine.
as possible.
Yeah, it looks really good too. And it's really black.
Right? It's like
Yeah, well, mine comes from real charcoal.
Authentic.
Yeah. Where's yours come from? Real darkness?
Yeah,
Sure.
actually,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. This isn't a magic shop. Nice try.
You see a guy sitting there casting darkness on him as he's making it. He's like,
I take it. I put it back in holding. There, no darkness for you.
Yes. You can both find studded leather armor for the whopping
Is it
price
still-
of 45 gold.
"Okey-dokey."
Daddy.
Worth.
Done.
That's what I see.
All right.
Oh.
And obviously,
that's right.
because of the way merchants and traders tend to work, you can basically get half for your existing armor as if you're trying to ditch it. Not from them specifically, but from the sort of just random merchant stalls in the marketplace.
I would also get some studded leather. I forgot that I didn't have it.
I don't think I can
Well,
wear that.
they're out. They only
You
have.
definitely can wear studded leather.
I
because
can?
It is light armor that everyone can wear.
Oh, let's go. Never mind. Yeah,
I'm trying to think
Sorry, I
if
thought this
there's
was medium armor.
So
other
my
armor.
regular leather armor would sell for like $5.
$5.
Yeah.
Best I got is $5.
I'm getting rid of it.
5
Best that I
shekels.
can do. You see, there's schleem all over this. I can't buy it for more than 5 gold.
45 gold pieces. So
You
40.
put the schleem in the pumice. Sorry, we disabled the Rick and Morty content though.
Everyone.
Only on
has
our
the
characters,
compass,
not
but
on
where do they come
ourselves.
from? 40 gold total.
It was 45 for them, so.
45, but then you trade yours in for 5, right?
Ah, yes, math.
Still a healthy amount of money. Holy cow, I might not get hit by something.
Oh, so I will probably still be nice.
Slap him.
I have started using a D21, so don't count your chickens.
Oh wow, why did
until
you put
they're
a
eggs.
0 on it?
Yeah.
He's using a high variance D20s over
20.
No, it's actually just a D2 through 21. Just as your guys get better armor, I just get a better D20.
It's actually 1 through 20. It's just all in decimals now.
But the 20 is still the crit. So if we boost our AC by 21 points, the 20 will fall off to die, and we can't get crit anymore. Look at you, Rallis. You're the AC booster. Good luck.
Yeah, man.
Can't touch this, dude.
Unless
Unless I crit you. Dude.
then I instantly
Do I
die.
crit you?
15 AC,
Not this time.
boys.
How about this time? Nope, another 8.
It's not
13.
Real,
So how
it's
much?
only when
Sorry,
it's
how much
real.
only
was
when
the
it counts.
total
It's
cost
only
of
when
the
it
study?
If you're selling leather,
Roll
Yeah,
the OP
it's
die.
40.
40.
Or is it? Is it in the vault?
No, it's here. Sometimes harsh lessons need to be tough.
Someone needs to make Kevin lose that die.
But I like it. It's such a good color scheme.
All right.
Don't take it away from me.
Is the notice board on the way to the Trader's Respite?
Well, I'm so happy. You know this.
Trader's Sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
The Traveler's Respite. Yeah.
I'm so glad you
names,
just
yeah.
But know
blown
what
up.
the, the sanctuary is? Have I been for? Or do I really
I
know what it is?
mean,
You probably wouldn't have stayed there. You might know where it is. It's just it's in the it's already in the heart of the merchant district.
How far is it?
Kira, don't you need to like go to the North Ward and do your to your god?
I do that my own ways, thank you.
I see.
Maybe some things I have to check on later, but for now, no, I'm quite good. I did just want to go to the Morley Trading Company to them back what I could.
Do we pass? I think it's a rookery. Where birds are.
Ravens.
Yes.
Do we pass a rookery?
Fucker. Do we pass a rookery? Oh yeah.
It's a metropolis.
Reginald's rookery. Yeah, yeah.
Remember that time where I needed a haberdashery?
Listen, I want to send a message.
A hat.
Get the cantrip then.
Oh, an owlery?
Get a bird and kill it. Send
Why
a
does it have
message.
to be an owlery? Why
Look,
does that
if
be
there's-
Harry Potter?
There's birds that send messages and owls. All right, that's what.
And Harry Potter?
Correct.
I don't know if that's how it is in Anterra.
Is that cannon? Do you fire a bird out of a cannon? I don't know.
Anyway.
T-shirt cannon with a bird
Is it-
inside with a scroll taped to its birds dead.
Is it toucanery? It's just everything's delivered by toucans.
Two canaries.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Two canaries
Oh,
tied together.
it's for,
That
it's for
would
when
be
the messages get really big.
if it was a
Two canaries with a
toucanery,
coconut.
it was actually just two canaries holding something.
The two canaries holding it together.
They could carry it together.
Okay, bird shop.
They could use a piece of tree bark.
Bird shop.
Bird
Do we
shop.
find a bird shop?
I mean, there's probably a place
Spiraling.
that sells birds.
I don't want to buy a bird. I want to turn it. I just want to send a message.
You can probably get a message sent via some sort of courier service.
Snail mail? No.
Illusory script.
Not the Iridor, but not the APS.
Eridorian Post Service.
I hear they're terribly unreliable.
Anyway,
A rockery.
rockery.
That would be
Is that
even
what it
better.
is? That's true. Big rocks.
That would be pretty good. So yes, if you would like to send a letter, you can in fact find a courier service to try and get it delivered. You can also potentially like pay for someone to literally send a message or send
That sounds more expensive.
a sending.
It's probably more expensive.
Definitely more expensive.
Definitely not
wrong.
Yeah, no, a like hired messenger, like it's one thing. This is not the same because you wouldn't be literally be like, hey, I'm going to pay you to just run this letter all the way to this place. But they say a skilled messenger is 2 copper pieces per mile. So you run up a pretty good tab going to where I'm pretty sure you'd be sending your letter.
Maybe not.
He sent it back to Darkhold.
2 gold pieces a mile.
2 copper pieces per
Oh.
mile.
I'm like, holy
Man,
shit.
what
No
are you doing?
send
I'm gonna be a
letters
messenger.
ever.
We're done. What are you doing? I'm just taking letters to and fro. How do you get so rich?
Oh,
See the world.
could possibly go over this mountain. Better go around it.
What's happening, Charles? By the mile.
Oh man.
Really just knows teleporting. He's like, yeah, man, that was like 50 miles of stuff.
So there carrier pigeons or no? There can be nothing to send via flight.
I mean, there's not like an arbitrary, like, cool, I can just tell this bird where to go in the world and it'll make it there.
They're not
You
very
could probably
civilized.
get like, you could probably get mail sent between, like, Iridor and Rabbinaster.
What about
So if we're looking for random
what about Oxguard?
random systems of old timey mail, I forget what it's in, but there's some series, and I wonder if this is a real thing. They would basically send collect messages. So you would give it to someone and you say, whenever you deliver this, you get a gold. And they just take it as far as they're going, and then they can sell that letter to someone else for like
5 silver.
for a silver, right? And then that person can go and deliver it for a gold, right? And like the longer you take it, the more you could just say, like, if you're not going the whole way, you say, hey, if you're going over to their house, take this, give me 8 silver because I carried it most of the way, go get a gold for it, that kind of thing. That is a thing that's
Yeah,
interesting, that if you want, you can use that.
that's actually, I forgot about that. That is a cool system.
That is interesting. I also just imagine that the only thing that would render that slightly less useful is just the existence of actual couriers who just do that for money as it is. So.
But they don't deliver on Sunday.
Are you sending a letter?
I don't know. Not via snail mail, no.
There you go.
It's fine.
I mean-
pass it.
We might go on horseback. We might go a little faster.
I bypassed it. It's fine.
Okay.
Correct. It was the name of the Windlands.
Okay. Where to next? Morley Trading Company?
Morley,
That's what I thought
then Noticeboard, then Ann. I think the next three.
Okay. So you ask around a bit, are eventually directed to the headquarters, seeming headquarters of the Morley Trading Company. The wooden sign out front of the shop matches, or that's engraved on the wood, matches the logo on the front of the ledger that you recovered. And as you enter, you basically find yourself in a sort of just like a small, or like an oversized office. Like the whole room is like, the whole front of the shop is maybe as big as this room, with like a big desk on one side and then a couple doors going further back to who knows where.
Is it from the outside? Does it look like it's attached to like a large warehouse or anything like that? Or
It certainly could be. And likely is, being a trading company and all. But there is a,
It's a real medieval system.
what?
That's a real medieval system.
It makes
I just
sense.
double checked.
The mail
It's
thing?
very logical.
Yeah, you would send it with like merchants, basically, like people that were.
already going that way?
Yeah, exactly. And you could pay like a porter to specifically write it out, but that's more expensive because like you're paying someone to just deliver that message.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I imagine that there's probably just like I don't know, some professional couriers who tag along with caravans and bring messages and maybe swap out with other,
Yeah.
that exchange system
Yeah.
probably exists among the couriers because they presumably have like their specific routes, right? So like,
Right.
all right, cool, I'll trade these off to this guy in Darkhold and he'll get them up to Oslo and they'll get them up to wherever. Yeah, so a small, kind of, all things considered, kind of a dingy sort of front office area. It's pretty plain. Like there's a few chairs on the far side of the desk, and just an older looking female behind the desk who looks at you when you enter and just, you have business here?
Unfortunately for you, in a sense, this is a threat. Just, we were traveling.
Fortunately for me, you just pulled out.
You were traveling on the road here from the south, east,
From the east.
east. Wait, I forget the king.
Zest.
This is west. And well, we encountered a caravan that had been ransacked and destroyed, and we believe it belonged to this company. I thought it would be best for you to be informed at the very least.
Destroyed.
When we found the caravan, was it on fire?
No, it was just absolutely decimated.
Right, the horses were gone. We did find them later when the goblins were trying to make them their dinner. Successfully making them their dinner. And unfortunately, I don't think any of the members of the caravan itself survived. Unless there was some that escaped before we arrived. Did you not send a caravan out recently?
Oh, I sent a caravan out, along with my son and what I thought were some capable guards.
My.
Well, to be fair, they were some pretty tough. We almost met a similar end.
We did. We survived, but it wasn't an easy fight. Did we? How old was your son? Is your son? I know.
Yes, my son. He, in his 30s, but there's nothing left of the caravan. Then it was all ransacked and destroyed, and
Well, I'm going to.
I'll hand her the ledger.
I will give. I will take out any of the textiles that I retrieved from the goblins' cave and sort of just lay them on the desk. We weren't able to carry most of it, as you can imagine, but there's still more off the road. If you follow the road a few miles, you would need a dedicated tracker, likely, somebody who's good at that kind of thing. Corin here was able to find it for us. But a few miles, I believe it was north of the road, near the wreckage, if it's still there.
Yeah, and I try to like explain as best I could of like features to help sort of point them in the right direction.
gotcha.
And there's, as I said, there's more textiles and other things like that nature. It's in the cave, but you weren't able to carry it all. Out of character, were there gemstones listed on the ledger?
That is a great question.
That'd be a weird coincidence.
Too bad we haven't seen any of those.
Well, we have, but like, who knows if they're the same gemstones?
Right.
Yeah, you guys have spent enough time with the ledger that, like, so a lot of it's written very plainly. Some other parts of it are a little more sort of coded.
Thieves can't code it.
Yeah, a little bit like that. And no, so you suspect that some, if not all, of the gemstones that you found were part of the caravan's wares.
Well, I hope that your son is all right. As I said, there were some that were killed, but it's possible some escaped. And I'm going to pull out the ruby and put it on the table as well. But just in case he's not, hopefully this recovering some of the lost possessions here, hopefully. Well, they do not equal a life, if that's what it comes to, but maybe recoup some of your losses as far as the wagon and the horses and whatever else.
She sort of starts like silently like crying, right? Like not like the like breaking down crying, but just like tears kind of start streaming down her face, but not, she's sort of holding it together, and just quietly says, "Thank you. I appreciate what you've done." If there's anything I can do to repay you, please let me know. But for the moment, if you could please excuse me, and just gestures towards the door.
Just sort of nod in understanding and solemnly make my way out.
Was this... Sorry. Is there anything about the coding in the message, or sorry, in the ledger, that would make me think it was like intentionally hidden because it was criminal, or just that it was trying to be kept unassuming?
Just trying to be kept unassuming.
Okay.
Right, like if one of those goblins could read common,
Right.
the likelihood of them being able to like figure out the, like if they had the intelligence to do that and to look for that, it'd be a little tougher for them to figure it out and know to look for the more valuables.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
This was also in South Fork.
Also in the South Fork. So yeah, you guys can head to the Trader's Sanctuary next, unless you wanted to stop by the notice boards first before you call it a day, or
Do you guys want to look for any jobs, or I'm not? Did we say we were moving on towards the coast after the city?
I'd like to move on to the coast. If there's jobs going that way, any letters to take out that way, we can take some.
I can't imagine anyone would have us do that, but
I don't even think this system was conceived of prior to today. It
No,
seems
I,
like a
We're
remarkable
the first
feat.
courier.
I'll start advertising.
we
Find me
can
a print shop.
Casanova Couriers.
It was nice
That was
spring
literally
today.
what we... Oh god.
What time of day is it right now?
I mean, at this point, it's been a good number of hours. It's probably like mid-afternoon. Yeah.
We can have. We all deserve an easy day after what we've been through on the road. We can
Agreed.
check the notice board tomorrow if we want to, and
We
just,
could. Oh, we can check the notes. We have most of the day
That's
left.
true.
I
Sick 2 in the afternoon or something.
doesn't feel like we're not moving on today, but I don't necessarily feel like just sitting. You know.
Agreed. Where all are you looking to head on the coast again? Was there somewhere specific in mind?
Couple cities over there.
Yeah. No,
I have a
there's
couple cities in mind.
there's several.
I just don't feel like talking about them right now.
Yeah, no, that's
Maybe in a little bit.
that's fine. If you had anywhere you wanted to go, I know we said coast.
He's being very dodgy about
Very-
this.
I am very dodgy.
Port
Hi,
Lima and Port Elastrin.
Port Tolima and Port Elastrin.
Both very pretty.
Thanks.
We
Have you been to those?
I've been. I think I've been to pretty much every city on the coast.
Yeah, you've probably been to most of the ports at some point or another.
Yeah. Not a ton of time in any of them, in particular, but
I don't really believe you. You can see it in my eyes.
I
don't say it, but you can see it.
don't even need to make an insight check for it. My passive insight's like 14.
Yeah,
So
now
that's
it's
good.
like a 3. I intentionally failed the save.
Is it? Do you not believe that I've been there, or
Why would I not believe that? Have you not been there?
I have been there? I've been to all of them. You just seem to be slightly less trusting after we risked our lives for one another in the forest.
Right? I probably should be more trusting.
Pretty sure it started before that.
That's how it works.
It,
right?
it
I tell
almost
you
it
to be
almost
more
feels like it almost feels like it's only been a couple days, but really it's been over a 10-day. And,
Right.
you've been nothing but kind to me during that time. So I'm sorry. It's this whole gem collecting business. It's just wreaking havoc with my trust in you. You're clearly hiding something.
I wouldn't say that.
You have
That's
no
fine. You obviously wouldn't.
If
Because
you were hiding something, you wouldn't say you were
right,
hiding
it
something.
wouldn't make sense, but I would say that.
Yeah. No, I do. Do I have any other gems? Was that the question?
I was kind of playing off of what Kurin was saying.
It just seems like
As a show of good faith, I do have one gem I've saved from my collecting days. I'll just pull out the necklace, and in addition to the 2 rings that are on there, there's a sapphire and a kind of oval cut with gold filigree around the outside. Like that big.
it really is gems.
Yeah.
I'm super interested to know
Gotta put it back.
if it's Caleb or Kurin that's like, oh, it's really his gems.
Why not?
Highly interested.
At this point, it's Kurin. Initially, it was both, but the bit went on long enough that I was like, maybe it was actually just gems. Just gems.
Just gems.
Just gems.
This was one of the first that I ever collected on my own.
I see. It's very pretty.
Thank you.
It's the gold around it.
Hmm?
What's with the gold around it?
Just a little flair.
Sure. Gems not flare enough.
Not always.
It's quite nice. I hope to hear about it sometime. I imagine it was an interesting time coming by it.
Quite the find, for sure. But I feel like we're just talking about me. Enough about that. Let's go see what's on the notice boards. Yeah.
So as your conversation comes to a close, you find yourself arriving at the northern edge of the South Ward. And basically, it's exactly what you'd expect. It's a big notice board with all sorts of various postings. A lot of it is just, regular, some hiring notices for manual labor and that sorts of things. But there are a few that are a bit more interesting that cross your eye as you look over.
Manual labor.
There you go.
Manual labor.
I'd like to pick some berries, please.
Make a survival check. They're poison, you die.
I'm not 20.
They're all poison. You find the ones that are the least painful.
You die.
You die more quickly.
You die peacefully instead of painfully. Except you die with blood flowing out of your eyeballs.
Right.
So there is one that is a contract for, less of a bounty and more a contract on a beast or creature of some sort. That's like farm cursed, animals dying. Contact is Carriel Abington, out on a farm in the East Outer City. There's another one that is missing persons, people disappearing from the East Ward slums. Contact Annie in the slums. But you notice that the writing on that one is very, not illegible, but you suspect this individual did not have much in the way of formal schooling, I guess. Just classic, child level mistakes kind of thing. So it's a little hard to make out. But there's another one that is a bounty, dead or alive. Bandits in the Green Gate Forest. And the contact there is Fort Duskbane.
Wait a minute. Hold the fuck on.
And then another contract.
Job's done.
Job's done.
Contract, mining disrupted, kill the beast, want it dead. The contact for that is Ozen Gold River, and that location is at a mine in the northwest outer city.
Well, Relos, any of those sound particularly interesting to you?
Anything we can do in an evening?
No, by the sound of it.
And what could there be in a
Actually,
mine?
we could probably solve the Fort Duskbane one in an evening, given that we've already done that.
Are you?
They'll probably pay us. I
Right.
haven't already. Maybe they will. But...
Well, it's worth bringing up.
They paid us for the missive, not for the bandits.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that the job's already done. We didn't take the. I don't know.
We'll see.
Why didn't they pay us while we were there if they're going to pay us?
I
The captain might not have been aware that that was posted, perhaps.
Maybe the farm.
Farm's not a bad one. I think that the mining company also, we haven't had any underground adventures yet.
God.
Oh god.
As someone that does like a good hole in the ground, so I just don't feel ready to go into one just yet.
Well, that's fair. It's tough to get out of those sometimes.
Yeah,
You have to get in, but
they can be a drag.
Drag. Well, so farm cursed? What do we think that entails?
I mean, don't we just go try to get the money we've already earned?
Oh, we certainly can start there, but it's...
we'll start with that.
We go to Fort Duskbane.
We
Okay.
go with that in hand.
Yeah.
We take it off the freaking board and we're like, hey, we did this.
Yeah.
Or wait, let's be smart about this one. Excuse me. I hold it up. How do we take out the contract? Do we have to formalize anything, or can we just go do this, collect reward for it?
You can go and do it, but we do need some proof or verification that the deed was done.
Sure, of course.
It's proof of the tannery.
And I believe
Those
it's
are wolves.
Didn't you skin the beast?
No, I didn't skin
Sort of
all of it.
dissected it to get a sense of its.
Oh, yeah, that was
Everybody
funny.
made fun of the taxidermied owlbear. Everybody made fun of it.
We I have a ring from the Morley Trading Company. Is that slightly so you can ask for corroboration? They had a cart going that direction.
What does that have to do with?
We are the
bandits?
bandits.
We
We found the Morley Trading Company, stole from them. We're turning ourselves in. We would like our money.
obviously we didn't cart the destroyed cart here, but the Morley Trading Company's latest caravan was presumably the latest victims.
We took care of the bandits out there. Found that they had robbed the Morley Trading Company. Have a ring from a caravan. Other than that, do you just want us to bring you a dead goblin? I don't know that proves much either.
Goblin.
Goblin. Bugbear.
Well, the
And some
bandits
bugbears.
referred to in this particular contract are humanoid, as we've been told.
And goblins are humanoids.
Humanoid.
What about bugbears?
Those would be goblinoids, along with goblins.
Oh, so
Uh,
we have to go kill other things, other bandits in the forest.
the bandits in the Green Gate Forest, there are reports of them raiding some of the farms and small
Radar.
villages on the outskirts of the city proper.
All sides or one particular direction?
From the east.
That's where the forest is.
That's also where we
Probably
were.
it's spread out on all sides.
That's
Forgot your
by
basic
Hobbit
geography. Geometry.
Yeah, someday you'll have a map, and this will be slightly easier.
Well,
Oh, well, oh, fine. All right.
we'll consider it.
Legitimately, didn't even think about that when I put this on here. Yes, bandits. Clearly, those goblins weren't bandits, right?
I was like,
All right.
maybe Kevin's just gonna see if we're willing to go back to
Yeah.
recollect a reward.
What's the payout on this contract?
That's a great question.
Yo, go kill me.
TBD.
Thanks.
Just kidding.
There's no reward.
You get back.
Thank you, sir. Shutting my party.
Here's a sarcastic key to the city.
Captain Reese Band and Gold. Great job, everyone.
The real one I got. You know what I got for you? He opens up a drawer and pulls out little pins. Honorary members of
County
the guard.
hero. Honorary.
The reward for the bandits
You
in
walk
Green
by,
Gate
there's like a
Forest
6-year-old with the same thing.
is 300 gold.
Oh, what bandits did you take care of? Oh, there was a rat eaten from my neighbor's garden.
There was an old lady, she fell down, I helped her up.
They gave me a pin.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you want to take a quick break?
We can.
I would appreciate it.
All right then. We will take a quick break and then we'll be back and figure out if you guys are going to do anything else noticeable or if we're just going to move on. BRB.
Breakfast 2 coming up.
And we are back in Iridor. So yes, so the guys, you know, it's only like vaguely frustrating. Not even because like you're definitely gonna make fun of it. I just don't even think that one's that funny.
It's not. It's the fact
It's
that
the
it's
first
just become
one.
a bit.
It's my favorite bad bit thus far.
Yeah.
Like, last game we hit the boats. Stupid boats. And this one.
We had cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese fest.
Cheese one was amazing.
I mean, I forget. In Marion, we have ambush.
Yeah.
Just a normal word.
Bandit
Just a normal.
So
Marion.
as our group, as we like leave out of the captain's house, you know,
I just love our bad jokes. They're so good.
if we're,
They're so bad, they're good.
I come for the character levels. I stay for the bad jokes. All right. Okay. So we who do you? I might want to find out who wrote this one. I just gestured towards the one in the childish handwriting.
yeah, it's got a bit of a soft spot for kids in danger, I guess. Make great stories when you rescue children.
Who pays you for community service? This person clearly will.
Well, they
Where
usually
I'm from, usually this is taken care of by the city.
No, that's fair. There's
Could any of these been taken care of by the city?
No, it's clearly out of their hands.
The rest of them. I mean, the mines, the farm. They have people take care of themselves. Kids, though. What are kids going to do?
And who are people who don't have enough money to pay going to look to when they're in trouble?
Relish, have you ever heard of someone with an old soul before?
Is this the
Ish.
Ish. Well, I think we can meet one. Kids that have to write on notice boards begging people to come help them typically are those with a bit of an older soul. They've grown up quickly as interesting impacts on their personality and their outlooks on life.
I have read this in books. It's usually the result of trauma, not actually increased maturity.
It could be. I haven't done the research, but I believe you. But
I am the research.
yeah, it'd be interesting to go see one in person. I think.
Is it entirely reasonable to think that the notice board was signed by an adult who just didn't have good handwriting and or writing or spelling?
Well,
Grammar?
fine. You've at least piqued my interest in the fact of a
Tough to say. Yeah,
in the concept of
That's
a
enough to say that.
child in the slums who has figured out how to write. Period.
It's an impressive feat, certainly.
Could be interesting.
The singular fetus foot.
I see. Yes,
It's an interesting foot.
I believe it's impressive.
Impressive foot.
impressive.
Yes.
So if there's
Boy, oh boy, do I know
multiple
something
instances-
about an impressive foot.
That you would. Maybe we should go appraise this one. We can at least go see how it goes. I mean,
I've
we're-
seen businesses spring up around that. They're not. You don't want to part them.
I'll take you. That actually, I have some questions about for later. But we'll. If this is clearly going to take us longer than a day, we can wish this Annie the best, and hopefully get this to the right people. We have some. The captain at least knows who we are. Not that he owes us anything, but we can get this to the right people if we need to, and if it's quick, we will do everything we can to fix it. Sound like a plan?
Oh, good.
Sure. Yeah, let's go talk to her.
All right. It'll be fun, Ralos. And there might be some coin in it for us.
That's not so much my concern. The former is more at the focus.
Let's go see. You know where these slums are. I have an idea, but
Did we not just walk through.
We just walked through them.
Oh,
It's where you have to be careful with your
I was
going
thinking
first.
of the old.
You want to?
slums.
Yeah.
The old slums are on the west side.
Yeah,
They've gentrified that part. It's pretty nice now. The new
Right.
slums are on the east
There's
side.
these crazy coffee shops on the west side. I wouldn't believe, but
I can't believe you want to leave. The coffee shops are incredible.
Do you have
Small
any,
batch fireball roasters.
yeah, absolutely.
do any of you have anything else to take care of in this district before we head over to the east?
We may want to look into getting our rooms
Yeah, there's a situation.
before we head there.
We can. We're in the South District, right?
That would be good to do first while we're here. And I'm going to. I might need to step away for a moment. Just go check out some information. See if there's any information I can get about any of these jobs before we started anything.
Well, we can go secure rooms and meet you at the inn.
I'm
Or the message board,
I'm
whichever is better.
familiar with the inn. I can get us a couple rooms if you want to help him.
This is something I would probably need to do alone.
We can go gaze at the tower if you'd like. It's pretty tall.
That's the most refined sightseeing
Absolutely.
quest I've heard.
You want to go stare at a building? I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, kind of. It's real tall.
No,
Can I jump off of it now? Will you just, let's just do that.
Who knows? Adventures around every corner, and there's 12 of them on that building.
you know,
That was good.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was better than the stereo lithium.
I don't know. Sarah Listen was pretty good too.
I don't know.
I liked it.
I mean, I liked it, but I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sure. So
we will arbitrarily look for. I will not do what you guys do and arbitrarily look for a bookstore just to read up about anything about Urador, just out of interest. Not
Sure.
Not so much a like I'm trying to like deeply go into its history, but like just learn a little bit about the city.
Well,
Yeah, that's
we're gonna go look for a book. I'll get out my fiddle and I'll play on a corner and I'll tell the story of.
Just 12, which one?
Huh? There are 12. I'll find the one that people aren't already playing at.
just like skipping around the towers repeatedly.
Absolutely. I will tell the story of Ivir the Blind.
You can absolutely do that. They will absolutely not permit you to do that while circling the.
Yeah, no,
the
for
against
sure.
fire.
Yeah.
I was
I'll
pretty
find a
sure.
spot.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to
I'll
clarify.
find a spot somewhere and just start.
They won't prevent him if they can catch him.
Right.
Great.
Okay.
I'm actually Tabaxi on my mother's side.
I cast mirror image. Try me.
They succeed.
And I don't know what sort of information I can get.
I'll
Okay.
go to the Trader's Sanctuary.
Sure. So we will start with Purin in the Trader's Sanctuary.
Yes.
So it's not too far of a walk. The Trader's Sanctuary is fairly centrally located. It's sort of just to the south of that main marketplace thoroughfare. It looks much the same as you remember. I mean, you were here all of 6 months ago for the last annual trip in. And you enter the front of this 2-story building.
Is the second story above ground or below ground?
It's split level.
That's the worst.
So yes.
pass out.
I just my nose starts to bleed and I just stop moving.
Is this on 1.5? I don't know.
No, but you come to the familiar multi-story establishment that is the Trader's Sanctuary. And as you come in through the front door, you see a familiar sight. Your pal, Nigel, the kindly yet shrewd male Loxodon. And his expression kind of lights up when he sees you. Purin, it's been not even a year yet. I'm surprised to see you, son.
I I was finally able to get away from the farm and get some personal work done.
Ah,
Family business, you know.
of course, of course. I do recall that business years back. I assume that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about it? It's been a while.
Unfortunately, not. Can't say that I have. I see my fair share of folk and get plenty of news through the place here, but nothing about your girl.
All right. Well, if you do hear anything, do what you can to let me know about it.
Of course, of course. The only other place that I'd say might have any better shot at any news like that would be the old Salty Dog over in the West Ward. Pretty popular with sailors and folk from out on the coast.
Sure. I know of it. I try my best to stay away from it. Westward's just a bit uppity for me. But all right, I'll give it a shot. I do need a couple rooms. I have few folks traveling with me.
I like that. Like the hesitation.
A few folks. Sure, of course. How many nights do you think you'll be here, and how many rooms?
Hopefully just the one.
Just the one night.
Just the one night, 2 rooms.
1 night, 2 rooms. All right. Well, we'll do the usual rate since you're so good to come back each harvest. We'll do that'll just be 1 gold total for the 2 rooms for the night.
Sure. Yeah. And I get out a gold and hand it to him.
Okay. Thank you kindly. Well, though, breakfast can be found in the morning, but obviously we still don't do any of the other the other meals here. But let me know if there's anything I can do for you to make your stay a little more pleasant.
Fine by me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem at all.
I'll
Man, I ended up a little Tom Kent with that, but oh well. It works.
I didn't catch it in a bad way. I didn't make that association.
I got you. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
Yeah. With that, I'll head back out and.
Sure. Yeah. Takes the gold, hands over a couple of room keys for you that are on the 2nd floor of this multi-story building.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, do you have any for down the
No.
We have.
I wasn't
one.
in accent. Sorry.
It wasn't real. Didn't actually happen.
Didn't
Wasn't
happen.
in character. Okay. Anything else you want to do while you're on your own?
No.
Okay. Okie dokie. Chiffon, I can just message you about the things that you learn.
That works.
Cool. I'll get to that in a moment. You went looking for a bookshop.
Yes.
All right. You are able to find one. I mean, there's a number of them. Not So yeah, without too much trouble in the market, in the merchant district, you come to a pretty normal-looking bookshop, like wall-to-wall shelves entirely filled with books, a bunch of stacks of books all over the various tables throughout the shop. And yeah, if you're just looking for sort of a general history of Iridor, or are you looking for more like current events? Like I guess like more like a newspaper.
If there's a newspaper, that would actually be like something of that capacity. That would be interesting.
Gotcha. Yeah, there is a. It's not a new. Not obviously not like a whole printed newspaper,
Sure.
but there is sort of a. I don't know, more like pamphlets, I guess, with sort of the latest hubbub about the city, and basically, there's not a whole bunch of town criers or anything, but like almost like finding one of them on the street, and sort of just handing it around. So it's one copper.
Sure.
For that. And I can get you an actual summary of what will be on that pamphlet, but probably for next time.
Okay.
I will make it. All right. Fabian, you are playing. Oh, more?
I was gonna say I also would like even if it's just a little bit more like history of Iridor would be cool. Even if it's just like the general, like I don't need the specifics of everything that happened, but just out of interest, like
Sure.
foundation of the city.
Yeah. Yeah. So you basically the bookstore is able to, get you what you're looking for in terms of sort of, a brief history of Iridor.
Yeah.
And then also sort of direct you to where you can find one of those sort of pamphlets on current events and things.
Bye, Kevin.
Yeah.
Actually,
And that's why I'm not just spouting nonsense off of my head right now, because somebody else authored this book and this
There you go.
pamphlet. So,
A reputable source.
yeah. Coolio.
Okay. Back to
that's the offer.
Fabian, what you up to?
I'm playing a kind of slower, a little bit like in a minor key, something a little bit more somber, but just kind of telling a short little prose about a woman from the coast named Yavir, who had the gift of beauty and wisdom of age, but her favorite things were that which she gazed. So wonders abound on both land and sea, and took in paintings and sculptures, all with glee. But one day she gazed on that which she shouldn't, but she feared for certain that she knew how to get through it. From that day on, she heard and smelled, tasted and felt, hugged and held. But the lack of sight kept her alive and well, and led to this story of Yavir that I tell. So be sure to keep your eyes where they belong, and your nose in your own business. Thank you.
Not there. I found myself clapping anyway.
Roll a performance check with advantage.
Make these people right now.
big truth.
Nice.
Good roll. Yeah.
Can you use some spell dice?
I know it's crazy.
Oh, dog.
Advantage is, you're bound for
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Yeah, you get some solid snaps and a light applause. Like it's a street corner, right? Like not you don't usually get like a ton of people to just stop, but a very warm reception for your
Roller
piece.
coaster tycoon style.
It's
Just like, ooh.
And yeah, no, people send 6 silver your way as well. for your troubles.
Have the silver. Have 2 silver.
Sick. Thank you all very much. The name's Stride. I'll be around.
Thanks, Stride. That's right, guys. Really got a good neck.
Yeah, did you guys listen to Stride's story? That was really nice.
I'll head back towards the message board.
Oh, that's so good. I took it in stride.
Boy, did you hear about that guy Stride? He's got some crazy tales he be telling.
I seen him. I seen him as well.
Duh, I have seen
That's
this
a pretty
Stride.
good. That was a pretty good not voice.
It was a good one.
I have not heard Not's voice.
Ah.
Music gave me too?
Not any of it.
Wow, look at me knowing more about Critical Role than anyone else at this table.
Okay.
Actually, it was in Critical.
Probably.
I am. Yeah, my uncle works at Critical Role. If you could.
It's actually just, it's me.
I am the table that they play on. I'm under it, holding it up the whole time.
I was there. I'm the felt.
Okay.
I'm the dice jail.
Yeah.
I'm the cameraman, so I never seen him. Just behind it.
Prove
So
it quite.
So at this point, it's right around dinner time. What has otherwise been a muggy day, the sun is starting to set. It's still a little humid, but getting a little cooler and a little more comfortable. But yeah, so it's about dinner time. What's the plan?
Seems like we can't be the Oslo and Oslo mystery agency and solve any crime by dinner time.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not this time around.
Yeah. It's not dinner time yet somewhere?
Got a bit later than I expected.
That's all right. I think we have our work cut out for us tomorrow. If it's something that we decide in the morning will keep us here, we certainly can. But I won't be one to hold you all back. Depends on how interested we are. Or we could head over now. I think we could.
Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, we could get some
If
more.
they're disappearing, I would assume it would be at night.
It's true.
Broad daylight, middle of a crowded street, people staring at them, just gone.
Just gone.
The Sims crane just comes
Yeah.
down.
This is why people are so alarmed.
Let's head that direction.
Yeah, we'll go over there. Look for Annie in the slums.
Annie in the slums.
Annie in the slums.
Pizza hard, not good.
You know what? On that note,
Was that a Benny and the
with
Jets reference?
firm direction for the near-term future and some other things that I need to get for you guys for next week. Are we all right having an early night of it tonight?
Sure.
Coming back at it next week.
Sure. Absolutely.
No.
Well, that's too bad.
We'll do it live.
Because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it there for the night. And when we pick up next week, we will see if Annie is okay.
Let's go.
Is she okay? Is she okay, Annie?
No.
Catch you next
It's
week.
a hard
Thanks
knock.
for hanging out. It's a hard knock stream.
Tomorrow, I wait for tomorrow.